live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all so much for tuning in this time. Everybody that's here, I greatly appreciate it. Anybody watches on the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, Bronny James, MVP, right? In all seriousness, right? I thought, this was a good game. Lakers did what they were supposed to do. Not really too many takeaways, right? Like, what do you say against this team? Dude, this team is probably the worst team I've ever seen, right? I mean, like, what was it? Was it I think it was the Bobcats had like a 9-win season, right? This team might be worse than that. Like, this team is just awful. Like, this team is terribly bad. It's just, man. So, again, not too many, like, takeaways. Lakers did what they were supposed to do, right? They handled business against the worst team in basketball, won the game, got it done, right? This isn't like, like, oh, Lakers are back, like, best team in the league. Like, nothing's changed, right? But I do like that they did their job. They did their part. They played good game, shared the basketball, moved the basketball. Energy was there. Effort was great. You did what you needed to do, right? Like, this was a warm up, right? This was a practice. This was a good scrimmage for the Lakers to kind of work on some stuff and show. I mean, the Lakers look like the best team in the league by like a large margin. We know that that's not the case. I am glad, though. I am glad because Lakers do have a habit of playing down to their competition. And I was really worried, no Anthony Davis, no Dorian Finney-Smith, no Gabe Vincent, that this might be, not that the Lakers would lose the game, but it might be a tight game. It might be a closer than we had hoped, right? That this might have been not that like blowout win that it turned out to be. But I'm glad that the Lakers, took it serious from the jump and was able to really kind of just, the game was over by like the first quarter, right? Like the game was over like before it even started. So I'm glad that the Lakers did what we needed them to do, right? Handle business. Couple key gems. Shake Milton was fantastic this game, right? Showed the scoring ability, the ability to run the offense, was good on the defensive side of things. I thought Shake was like, again, it's the Wizards, so how much of it is just like, they're so bad that they make guys look good. But Shake was a guy that I was excited about when the Lakers acquired him, right? A sizable guard that could play either the point or the two. He's got like a 7-foot wingspan or something like that. And just could he give you the versatility that you've been looking for? And he did. He was 7 of 8. They kept falling for that ball fake. He got 6 free throws off of it, several and ones. He grabbed 4 boards, including an offensive board, 4 assists, 2 steals, and then 21 points. He was our third leading scorer behind Rui and LeBron. So was nice to see him really thrive and play well out there, right? Hopefully that could be something where he can kind of gain some confidence, kind of build himself up to the level that we need him to build himself up to. And then I really like Trey Jameson. Like, he's physical. He's like, he plays tough. He's not really like, Jackson Hayes is part of the offense, right? So like when Jackson Hayes is on the court, the Lakers like look for him for the lob and stuff. There was a couple times where Jameson's like pointing up and he has like, there's no one near him. Like, he rolled and like no one was near him and they just didn't throw it up to him, right? But I love the physicality. I love the rebounding, the shot blocking, the rim protection, right? He's a guy that I really want to see get comfortable in our offense and actually get integrated into the offense. Because I do think he's a guy that can be serviceable for us. Again, I don't know about I don't think he's the answer as like the guy slotted alongside Anthony Davis, but I like his size. I like his physicality. I like his toughness. He sets good hard screens. He's physical, right? Can be a little foul happy, right? Needs to be better disciplined on that side of things. But I'm okay with that. I've talked about that before, right? Like, at least I'd rather a guy be overly aggressive than some of the guys that we've seen on the Lakers that just like, at least I know you're trying, right? At least I know you're doing what you're supposed to do, right? Rather than like some of these guys that are just giving you nothing out there. I really liked what we've seen. We've gotten really 2 like good sample size games. And then I know he's played in like 3, but like two good sample size games of meaningful minutes, and I thought he was great in both of them. Right? He's not like some super, like he's not like, oh, that's it. Lakers don't need a center trade. We got him. Right? Like I don't think it's anything like that. But I do think I like him better than Hayes. I do. I like him better than Koloko. And I like Koloko better than Hayes. Right? I just think he's bigger. He's more physical. He's still athletic. He's very active. Right? He's getting after it on both sides. He's just not a part of the team, if that makes sense. Right? Like again, like when you watch Hayes is always in the action, right? He's setting screens and they're looking for him as the roll man, right? They're not doing that with Jemison, right? Part of that is just he just doesn't have the reps with this team and stuff, and he's kind of an afterthought. But I do think he's a guy that can really, slot in. Like if we ended up trading Hayes in some deal or whatever, and we needed that third big, I actually really like the idea of Jemison coming in, slotting in, and just being that kind of big physical presence that's out there on the interior. I really liked what we got from him. Again, in limited minutes, I mean, he played 17 and a half minutes. He gave you 5 rebounds. 5 rebounds, including an offensive rebound. He gave you an assist, 2 blocks, but he also had like 4 just altering shots, and then 4 points, and was a plus 12 for the Lakers in that time. I really liked what we saw from Trey Jameson. I really think that I think he has the potential to be a solid piece for the Lakers, even if not this year. I could see him maybe being in the rotation next year, depending on how things shape up. I think he could definitely make some noise. I just like his physicality, his toughness. Who was it? Justin Champagny was like trying to like puff his chest, and Trey is like laughing and is like, I love it. Right? Like I love that attitude. I love that persona. I thought that was great. Jared Vanderbilt, man. I even made a community post and tweeted out, or I guess whatever it's called on X, sent out a tweet that I was like, Jared Vanderbilt's very good at basketball. Dude, that guy is. He's just all the dirty work, the hustle plays. I mean, he had 7 rebounds, right, including 4 offensive. He had more offensive rebounds than he had defensive rebounds. 2 assists, 4 steals in 16 minutes of action with 4 points. It was a plus 18 in that time. But that's not counting. He had like 3 or 4 deflections. He kept like 3 or 4 balls alive. He had like 2 tip outs that we secured an offensive board, right? I really liked what we saw from Jared Vanderbilt. I thought Jared Vanderbilt was out there. I was setting up the stream. I didn't see how Dalton Connect got ejected. But he didn't have like the greatest shooting night, but I thought he was very active. I thought he did a better job defensively, but again, you're playing a terrible Wizards team, so how much can you invest into that? Jackson Hayes, I thought, was good in this game. He gave you a double-double, 2 assists, also 3 blocks. Like Hayes, I thought filled in rather nicely this game for what we needed. Rui Hachimura had a really good game. My problem with Rui is he keeps having these games when Dorian Finney-Smith doesn't play, and then when Dorian Finney-Smith does play, he's like unplayably bad out there. And like that's a problem, right? Like, which is to me more of a sign that like you need to move off of him, because he's just either his confidence is shot or he's just the odd man out. Either way, it's not good. And I just think that like if he could play like this regularly, that's the problem. Is just, can he do that? LeBron got to only play like 2.5 quarters, really. Was still able to get almost a triple double. He just was missing the rebounds. 24, 11. He was a plus 29 on the game, which was ridiculous. But again, nice little game, nice all around effort. Bronny James had some nice plays, some nice sequences. I thought it was hilarious that they were chanting the MVP and all that stuff. But like I said, not too much you can take away from the game, because it's just, this is one of, if not the worst teams I have ever seen in my life. Like, this team is just terrible. So I was glad to see that, we were able to handle business early, because Lakers do have a habit of playing down to the competition. I was glad we were able to get some looks on some other guys, kind of get a feel for any of these guys, not just for this season, but going forward, right? Guys like a Trey Jameson, a Christian Koloko, Shake Milton. Is he a guy that we're going to keep next season, or is he a guy we're going to let go? Right? Is there potential there? If you go and make a trade and you have a spot for a rotation guy, can one of these guys step in and play that role? So I liked what we saw. But yeah, not too much you can write home about, right? This wasn't like, oh man, like we didn't do this against like the Cavs or something, but still good win. Take the good win. I'm excited about the good win. But that being said, let's jump into the chat here and get through as many as I can. I'm not going to go as long as I usually do. I'm probably only going to answer questions for about like 20 minutes or so. I got some stuff I got to take care of. But I didn't want to like not do the live stream or like postpone the live stream too late. So just going to go for about 20 minutes answering questions, and then I'm going to skate on out of here. So get your questions in. I'll get as many as I can. Obviously, super chats take priority. But outside of that, we'll just go in order and let's get it. Obliterate them. Yes. All right, let's pass on Valcine enough. Remember, this is the worst team in basketball, 100%, which is why I said there's not much that you can, write home about. There's not much that you can get into. Hi, as it stands, would Zach LaVine or Trey Young be a better for our Lakers? Right now, Zach LaVine. Long-term, Trey Young. Zach LaVine would be the better fit. I worry about Trey Young and LeBron James long-term. But in the short term, right, like Zach LaVine just, I think, would be a seamless fit. Trey Young and Anthony Davis as like your duo post LeBron is better. If, let's say you could get both of them for the same assets, I would, me personally, as big as I am on Zach LaVine, I would go with Trey Young just because, again, he's a guy that helps now. If you can figure it out and make it work, I think you still have the chance to win a championship. If it doesn't work, then at least you're set up for the future, right? You're set up for the next, 7, 8, 10 years, right? But if you want, like, if it was like, hey, we have to win this year, right? Then Zach LaVine. We need a backup center and point guard. Jake is not good. Also, do shots this stream. We deserve it. Do shots this stream. Yeah. I'm not gonna do the stream long enough, unfortunately. But and it's supposed to be a special occasion. It's only supposed to be for big moments. What was it say is like Shake, I didn't necessarily like as like our point guard, just as like another scorer off the bench, a guy that can run and initiate the offense. I don't mind him in that regard. I like that idea, but I think Shake would be fine depending on how the rest of your roster is. 100%. Wizards are, like I talked about, I think it was the Charlotte Bobcats that have like the record. They like won like 9 games or whatever. Like this team might be worse than that. Oh, so yeah, okay. So it was the Bobcats. I was right. Yeah. This team, 100%. Man, this game was easy, but I'm not going to enjoy the win because most likely we got a few losses coming our way. I hope we get a deal done, but I've given up on a trade, but still a good W. Glad Brown got rest. Yeah. Look, I still believe Lakers are going to pull off a trade. Is it going to be the trade that we want? Is it going to be the trade that makes us a contender? That I don't know, but I do think the Lakers are going to pull off something. Really surprised me. He played very well. Yeah. I mean, so the 2 games before Lakers traded for him, the previous game, he had like 18 points. And the game before that, he had like, 12 assists or 14 assists, something like that. So, like, he's a guy that can do this. Like, that's what he's been good at, just being that bucket getter, that vacuum scorer. The problem is he can be inconsistent. That's why he's kind of been a bit of a journeyman and he's not making, like, real money. Because, I mean, he's a guy on any given night could give you a double-double. He's a guy on any given night could give you, 22. He's a guy on any given night that could dish out, 15 assists, but not every night, right? Like, he's not a guy that consistently you can count on. It's just like you don't know which night you're going to get from him. scheduling the video as good practice is insane. It was. That's what this was. This was a practice drill. This wasn't a real game for the Lakers. Yeah, facts. Wizards playing anything but basketball. I wish we could play the Wizards 4 times a year. These got to be so lucky to get these free wins whenever they come into town. Yeah, facts. There's always those teams on the board that you're just like, oh, free win. Yeah, this is awful. Still funny that the Nuggets lost to this team. Mass off VFX. If Gabe is out next game, I guarantee you won't be back till after the trade deadline. Bro is terrified of getting traded. And hey, NBA, look what Rui can do when it takes him. Eddie Jers come give us Bruce EFX. Let's see. But they didn't do what they were supposed to do against Sixers. 100%. They did not do what they were supposed to do against Sixers. Lakers were challenged by the very nice CFX. Wizards are booty. I think I'm the issue. I watched the Hornets and Sixers game and we look terrible. I don't watch this game and we blow them out. Kevin, stop watching Laker games, my guy. No, look, Lakers are just – the problem with the Lakers is, like I've said, they're just very inconsistent and very – they like to play to their competition, right? They're very unserious at times rather than taking every game like it's your last, right? And that's a problem. If you lost this bad without AD and Dorian Finney-Smith, then you need to relegated. I'm being serious yet. Be relegated effects. Malpractice at this point. Arthur, coming out $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. What kind of padlock doghouse is Cam in? No playtime. Yeah, that was a little strange to me that he didn't get any run. He didn't get any burn. You know, I would have liked to see him play. I get maybe he wanted to get looks at other guys. Like, you kind of know. My only, like, thought process with that, obviously I don't know. I'm not JJ. But my only thought process with that is, like, you want to see, like, what can Shake Milton provide you? What can some of these other guys provide you? But, like, when guys like Jameson fouled out and he brought in Hayes, why not put in, why not put in Reddit? Like, you're up 40, like, with like 5 minutes left, right? Like, even if you could run a 5-guard unit and you're not going to lose that game, right? Like, they're not going to go on a 40-0 run in 5 minutes, right? Like, it's just, especially the team this bad. So I don't know. It's really odd that he didn't get any play. He didn't get any run, any burn. I mean, even the commentators were talking about it. I don't know. I wish, like how you said, padlock doghouse. I don't know. I wish I knew. I wish I could call up JJ, be like, what's up? Like, what happened? But I appreciate you. Thank you, Arthur. I like what Shake did. I hope this gets him out of this funk and can be a key piece off the bench. Did you see the Pacers aren't trading Turner? Man, I'd love if we could get him. Yeah. So the reports say that they don't want to trade Turner. Doesn't necessarily mean that they won't. It's just that they don't want to. Wanting to and having to are two very different things. But like I've always said with Miles Turner, don't count on it. If it happens, great. We'll celebrate it. We'll talk about it. We'll be pumped. We'll be excited. Let's make it happen. But it's just like, like I've maintained with Walker Kessler. If it happens, watch out. If it doesn't happen, no biggie, because you shouldn't have your hopes up anyway. Lakers lose to the 76ers. Don't look as bad after seeing the Kings lose to them on a back-to-back as of yet. I mean, Sixers still have, like, good players, but it's just like you can't lose that game. We still, especially in the way that they lost. It'd be one thing if they lost. It'd be one thing if they just, like, lost the game in a hard-fought game. But it wasn't. They got just destroyed. That's where the problem is. We still need a center desperately. Jackson Hayes is still our number 2 after February 6th. I'm not wrong about, yeah. Jameson is like a football player. He's in the wrong sport, yeah. But I like the physicality. I like the grit. I don't like him as our primary backup. Like, I don't like him as, like, the guy. But I think I like him as, like, just that physical presence. Come in. We're in the playoffs. We're playing Denver. Hey, Jameson, I need hard, physical play. I don't care if you foul out in 3 minutes, right? Like, I need you, but make all your fouls count. If you end up getting ejected for too hard of a foul, good job, my guy. Like I like him. That's what Dwight was for us, right? Dwight was getting technicals and all kinds of stuff, and was just just giving silly fouls, but they were hard fouls, right? He was getting into Jokic's head in that series. You're not going to stop Jokic, but you give him some good physical hard fouls. Nothing's easy for him, right? He goes to try to go up, and he's got you beat. You wrap him up, right? Like good physical playoff basketball. That's what I like about Jameson. That's what I like to see about Jameson. We need those we don't have that enforcer on the inside. We don't have that guy that's like, don't worry, put me in, coach, right? Like, I want that goon. Like, I want that guy that can just I want the football player, right? That's what I want. I want the guy that's not afraid to throw an elbow or something, right? Let's need a little old school. And Connect really got ejected. Yeah, I was setting up the stream when that happened. I didn't see why he got ejected. I heard it. I had it playing, but I was like typing and doing everything, and then I just heard oh, there he goes, and I was like, what? But he was already walking out at the time, and they didn't relay what happened. Is it true that Tyrese Maxey requested a trade? I have not heard anything about that. So, be careful. There's a lot of accounts on X and stuff like that are just fake. Everyone knows Centel, you got Centel, but there's a lot of other ones that are roaming around. Stinks coming out $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Indy can't pay everyone. Turner might be let go. Look, even if they don't trade him this season, he might be gone in the offseason. So Lakers still might be able to get him, just not right now, right? So, but again, there were reports that say that that the Indiana Pacers, I think it was Mark Stein, said that they don't want to trade Turner. We know that they don't want to trade Turner. They don't want to trade Turner. They might have to trade Turner. And that's the difference. That report that came out earlier today saying that they don't want to trade him doesn't change anything. Right? Everyone knows that they don't want to trade Turner. They might not have a choice because they're not going to be able to pay him the money that he wants to pay him. Right? And they're not good enough. If he was if it's man, you're a real contender, you can win a championship, then I'm sure Indy would pay him, but they're not. Right? And in that same report, it says that they will trade him. They just want to get a all-star caliber center in return. Which is why you see a lot of conversations from various sources have all talked about it being 3-team deals. That it wouldn't be just Lakers. It wouldn't be because Jackson Hayes isn't that, right? So it's not it wouldn't just be an even swap. It would be something you've heard Portland with Robert Williams or Chicago with Nikola Vucevic, right? Guys that can kind of supplement some of Turner's production and kind of give them time to figure some stuff out. Let's see. Trey Jameson is terrible. He is legit the worst I've ever seen. I completely disagree. I thought he was fantastic. I thought for what we need him to be, I thought he was fine. Let's see. Yep, open up that can. Jameson needs more playing time to be really comfortable. He's like a robot. Yeah, because he's not getting time. He's not getting real run. This is only the second meaningful minutes he's gotten since he came here, right? And like I mentioned earlier, he's a complete afterthought, right? Jackson Hayes sets a screen and rolls, they're always looking for him. He doesn't always get it, but they're always keeping an eye out for him. Jameson had 3 sequences where he was wide open on the roll, and they went and looked the other way. LeBron even, there was a play where Jameson, LeBron had the ball and was driving. Jameson slipped. He was wide open pointing up, and LeBron kicked it to the opposite corner, and the guy hit the 3. He actually hit the 3, so that was good. I think it was Rui. And he knocked down the 3, but that was an easy lob. But it's because they're not even thinking about Jameson. Because he's not in the action, he's not part of he's not part of the team, right? He's just kind of the afterthought. I think him getting comfortable, being in the thick of it, getting the opportunities, playing within the offense, actually having a role, I think he'd look very different. Let's see. Yeah, it's like dead seconds too. Let's see. Lakers lost at least 6 games that they should have won this year. They would have the 3rd best record in the league if they just took care of business those games. Yeah, 100%. I mean, some like bad losses happen, bad things happen, but it's just, yeah, there's been a couple games that they should have absolutely won. Just admit the D'Lo trade was a fail. I wasn't against keeping D'Lo. I don't think it was a fail because Dorian Finney-Smith was what we needed and needed badly. However, I do think I would have been okay with keeping D'Lo if you could have made another deal. But you can't keep D'Lo and Reeves, right? So it was one or the other. They were going to trade D'Lo. They're not going to trade Reeves. They won't even trade Reeves for Fox, which I'll have a video about that tomorrow because I am frustrated about that. Let's see. What do you think of an Io Jalen Smith trade? Are they both available? Yeah, supposedly Chicago, and it came from a Chicago reporter. Was Jay Cowley said that Chicago's entire roster, except for their rookie. So basically, everybody in Chicago is on the trade block. They can be had. They're not just going to give these guys away, but for the right prices, you can have basically anybody you want on Chicago for the right price, except for their rookie. That's the only guy that they're keeping. Yeah, even just winning the 6th game yet. I was hoping Clues played well yet. Let's see. If this doesn't signal Adam Silver needs to add a regulation rule, then I don't know what will. It's not about who's better, right? I said it even when the trade happened. You can absolutely argue D'Lo is a better player than Dorian Finney-Smith. But just like the Phoenix Suns, not always about the best player. If it was just about putting the best players on a roster, then why isn't Phoenix the best team in the league? They have 3 of the top 20 players in the league, 30 players in the league, right? Like it's about fit. Dorian Finney-Smith was more of a fit, more of a need, wasn't a redundancy. If you wanted to trade Reeves, then yeah, keep D'Lo. But they're not going to trade Reeves. So, no, it's not about who is better. It's about what did the team need? What fix does this team have? Like, what holes, what issues? Dorian Finney-Smith is better for the Lakers than D'Lo is. Exactly. Dorian Finney-Smith is the better fit. I mean, we could have, though trading Denny Ajay wasn't the best idea yet. Let's see. Wizards are the worst team of all that. They very well might be. They are just awful. Next game is tough. Yeah, we got a couple tough ones coming up. Watching for the Philippines. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Shout out to the Philippines. That's like my second largest viewership on this channel. U.S. #1, and then the Philippines are #2. So I'm very thankful for that. Let's see. Tyler, did you see? Oh, I was just talking about this. Tyler, did you see? Lakers said they don't want Fox Reeves. Yes. Well, Mark Stein said that that the reason De'Aaron Fox the Lakers weren't on De'Aaron Fox's list of teams he wanted to go to was because Clutch knows all of the deals that the Lakers are trying to work on and all of the moves that the Lakers are trying to make and the guys that the Lakers just won't part with, and that the Lakers don't want to trade Austin Reeves for De'Aaron Fox, which I think is the silliest thing ever. I'll break it all down in a video tomorrow, but I think that that's a terrible decision. Terrible decision. De'Aaron Fox is better than Austin Reeves, like on both sides of the basketball. Let's see. Again, it's not about who's better. It's about who's the better fit. Let's see. Sorry, trying to find something to me. Yeah, they are historically true. They are awful. Shake had like 18. Yeah, Shake was fantastic this game. Let's see. Again, points aren't everything. That's the problem. people need to understand that there's more to basketball than just scoring, right? Alex Caruso is averaging 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists, and every team in the league would trade a first-round pick for him right now. Why? Because of what he does. He doesn't score the basketball. He does like Jared Vanderbilt, right? Jared Vanderbilt isn't known as a scorer, and the guy's like does everything for us, right? Again, there's more to basketball than scoring the basketball. Dorian Finney-Smith's offense is just icing on the cake, right? Like all we need him to do is average 6 to 8 points, right? We need him to defend. We need him to hustle, do the dirty work. Him and Jared Vanderbilt. There is more to the game of basketball than just scoring the basketball. I see so many comments from people that are like, well, he only averages like 7 points. Like, again, what else does he do, right? What does D'Lo do if he's not scoring 20, right? Like, again, there's more to the game of basketball. I know we're in the new era where scoring has been such a highlight and focal point and all these, but people need to understand basketball isn't just like the game itself isn't about scoring. Again, if it was just about scoring, the Phoenix Suns have 3 30-point scorers on their team and are one of the worst teams in the league. Why? Because it's more than just being able to score the basketball, right? Like you have teams that have, are top 10 in offensive efficiency and they're like bottom of the league. There's more to it than basketball, than scoring, right? Teams that usually win every year. What's the saying? Defense wins championships, right? Every year, the Denver Nuggets were the first team in like 50 years to win a championship and not be in the top, top 10 defensively or top 5. They were 15th in total defense the year that they won. They were second to last worst defensive team in the playoffs that year. It was the first time it's happened in like forever, right? Like defense still wins championships. All the other teams, the Warriors, the Lakers, Lakers were 26th in like offense the year that they won, right? Like again, defense is still important. There's more to the game of basketball. There's more to the game of basketball than just scoring the basketball. Let's see. Yeah, exactly, Jordan. People know basketball only from how many points people are scoring, right? Like, again, like our third lead behind LeBron James and Anthony Davis, our third leading scorer in the year we won the championship only averaged like 13 points, right? Like again, like it's because we were the best defensive team. We were 27th in 3-point percentage, right? Let's see. Yeah, Rui's the redundancy. I don't see Wizards getting 4 more wins this season. They very well might not. The record is 9, right? That's like the most wins or fewest wins in NBA history, something like that. All right, I'm gonna go for about 8 more minutes, and I'm gonna skate on that here because it's already 7. I got some stuff I got to take care of, and I still wanted to do a live stream. I didn't want to not do a live stream, so you called it with the Jameson minutes. I'm glad. I am. Seriously, they really needed to play him, right? Like, I want to see, like, what can he do? What can he provide? They still didn't play him 30 minutes, but played him 18. I'll take it. Bronny, use our ticket to the lottery. Let's see. The problem with the win now, Lakers management can justify we can survive with minimal trades on the playoffs as it says. I sure hope not. I hope that they actually make the moves, make the trades necessary. Again, I'm not like it's F the picks 100%, like without a doubt. But I'm not one of those people like you have to trade the picks, right? If you can get the things you need and still keep your first, then fine, get the things you need. Right? Like if you can go get a Bruce Brown and a Nikola Vucevic, just using them as names. If you can get those two and not have to trade your first, then fine, get those two and don't trade your first. Right? To me, it just depends on what it is that what are the cost of guys. Let's see. Sorry, trying to find something to me. Definitely was a good practice, yeah. Facts. Let's see. Yeah, Shake Milton was fantastic. I really liked what we saw from him in this game, and hopefully that gets him a little more opportunity. You know, not gonna lie. They was going to smoke the Wizards tonight. Not gonna lie, I didn't know that they were going to smoke the Wizards. I'm not gonna lie. I said it earlier. The problem with this team is that they're very unserious at times, and it is one of those concerns. Max is finally free now. It's free Shake Milton. Yeah. Yeah. I still feel the same way about him as I usually do. We can cross Jonas off our list. His cheeks, bro. D'Lo, his cheeks as well. Dorian Finney-Smith is better. What else? As more time passes, the more I feel how awful a Levine trade would be. I disagree. I still think it'd be great. Tyler, thoughts if Hawks buy out Capella? Problem is Lakers can't sign him. So Lakers cannot sign anybody off of a buyout that makes more than like 13 million. Basically the mid-level exception. Anybody that makes more than the mid-level exception, the Lakers cannot sign off of a buyout. That would include Clint Capella. So unfortunately, even if they do buy him out, the Lakers would not be able to sign him. Lakers need a big, yes. Instead of 43 million, every contender would be trying to get him 100%. It's his contract. Lakers front office is literally insane. Nobody wants to play for LeBron or with. I disagree. It's just stars. Why would a star want to? I've explained this before. If you're the number one option on your team, why would you want to go to the Lakers and be the number 3 option, right? Even if LeBron is willing to take a back seat for you, at any moment, he becomes the number 1 option if he wants to be, right? It's not like if it was just LeBron, stars would come. Other guys would come. Other guys would want to play with LeBron. If it was just AD, other guys would come. But again, like what star is like, I could go from the best player on my team to the 3rd best player, right? Like not many teams want that. Shake had 21. He was great. Fox tired of paying state income tax. Yeah. I mean, his next contract would be like 50 plus million. I'm sure he'll be all right. But if he does go to like Texas, right? San Antonio, we got the blowout dub that we needed tonight. That's all we needed. Yes, agreed. I agree with Tyler, the creator. Dorian Finney-Smith, better defender, rebounder. He hit the 3 every once in a while. He fits better. Yeah, exactly. Again, there's more to basketball than just scoring the basketball. Let's see. Lakers should finally have a positive point differential after this. They should. Yeah, seriously. Oh, did I get you in the chat? Oh, nice. All right, cool. I got you in the chat. Cool, perfect. So I'm going to wrap it up here because, like I said, I got some stuff I got to take care of. I wanted to try to get through as much of it as I could. Glad I was able to get through it. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Seriously, everyone that gave me super chats, thank you so much. On your way out, please take a quick second, hit that like button for me, hit that subscribe button for me. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you all in the next one. We got to keep winning. Got to keep getting these wins, especially without Anthony Davis. That'd be great. But peace.